February 24th, 20 minutes to 10, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. So what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time, and a different suspect was arrested for each crime at each of the crime scenes. Lana. Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So how'd it go? So, are we defending both accused or just Lana? Is it our job to imply that Meekins did it? If only just Lana? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed if I told them the truth behind the simultaneous murders, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Yet you claim to be guilty. Miss Skye. We found traces of evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. Why are we telling this to someone who isn't in the courtroom? For all they've claimed to be guilty already. So Lana's obviously sabotaging us if we tell her. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? I guess it's not a matter of accusing, it's just a matter of opening the possibility up. We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Skye? Do what you have to, Mr. Wright. February 24th, 10 o'clock, District Court, Courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye, but not Meekins. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to be clarified. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain in both places at the same time. But that's physically not possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow. This is one messed up trial. I mean, it's not necessarily that he died at those hours, because he died of blood loss, but it's also said that he could have died within an hour, right? Died within an hour of half-hour. See? One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In doing so, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Honestly, fair enough. I agree with... I think it was a statement at one point. I think it was Phoenix who said it. It's the prosecution and the defense who are actually working together to decide, find out what happened. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Yeah, it's called being bossy. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. I mean, okay, that's fair. That's genuinely, you know. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Yes, because it means he's not letting confusion get to him, right? Yeah. Like, if you're gonna follow behind someone, if someone's gonna lead you, if they're gonna stop every time they get confused, you're gonna lose faith in them, aren't you? Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred in the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? You mean so-called murderer B? I guess technically A. Because that's location A. Because we thought it was... Okay. Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Your Honor, please answer my question. Am I defending this client or not? I mean, yeah, I'm only getting paid to defend one client, not two. Will the witness please state his name and occupations? Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekins. Double M, he's a superhero. Alliteration. Sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. So you're telling us that you're a professional killer? No, that's an assassin. Sir? It was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. Deja vu. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear is... Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adult can't possibly comprehend. No, I think you're a generational idiot. Sorry to tell you, you're good-hearted. At least you're one of those idiots. Because you've got idiots for the sake of being an idiot, and then you've got good-hearted idiots who are just trying to do their best. I like to be a good-hearted idiot, I'd hope. Not just stupid for the sake of stupid. But, I mean... problem with good-hearted idiots is that no matter how hard they're trying to be good, they're still idiots. A person whose actions adult can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me, sir. Yes, Mr. Judge, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I'm part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir. Well, I don't know if that's a generation-specific thing. It might be just be an age thing, to be fair. You can't fault them for a lack of enthusiasm. Crime report, sir. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, and then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. And then he smacked me and called me an idiot. If you get that reference, you're a true one. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. That's my Meekins family motto, sir. I don't know why I said my. The Meekins family motto. So... does that apply to negative things only? Like, attack someone before they attack you? Or is it like, you know... give them a surprise birthday before they give you a surprise birthday? I don't know. Can you just beep anything? I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness by smacking me in the face. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. He smacked me and called me an idiot. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need to hear is more info to work with, so we're pressing everything. Okay. Who assigned you? Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. I'm sorry to tell you I don't think you are suited for that kind of role. Yikes. There's a scary thought. I mean, here's the thing. Either Meekins or Gumshoe. Who would be better at recruiting people? I feel like Meekins would get a lot, but Gumshoe would get one person who is very like Meekins can get quantity, Gumshoe can get quality. Not saying that Meekins can't get quality, but he would focus on the numbers. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. I like to imagine he's saying it like a child. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger. The Blue Badger? I was going to say the Microsoft. The mascot? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. That would suck. An entire day of just, like, paying attention to that noise. I tell you, it looks like it's already broken. It's your thing. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. After the reward ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went into the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Spotted a suspicious man on the security screen in the direction of the room. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. That's a tie. Oh no, there we go. The text box was in the way. So then, your ID number should be in this list, listed on here, right? There it is, I found it. It should be the last one, right? This is the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. 498-9596. That's my number, sir. I see. But the number, that one, is shown being used twice. Okay. Okay, Meekins. Well, here's the thing. It's one's putting in the Blue Badger, the other one is whatchamacallit, after chasing after Goodman. So that checks out, right? Yeah, putting in the Blue Badger, first one, Mike Meekins. Then Bruce Goodman enters. And then Meekins follows in afterwards, like, what are you doing? And then boom, dead. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time was when I relocated the Blue Badger in the evidence room. See? Yeah. And the second time was when I went in to go after, to get him after everything settled down. I see, so it was during the second time when... Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay, so now it is missing one person. Someone who got a jackpot on the ID numbers. I was only doing what I was trying to do, suddenly I was attacked. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir. A knife. Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as suspicious as I was. Looked as suspicious as I was. You weren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. Well, that's rude. Meekins seems like a lovely person. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how my hand got slashed. Oh, sorry. That's how this is... that's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hands wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. Are you homophobic? I fought for my life, sir. then I did it. What exactly do you mean when you say, did it? I'm in. He entered the, I was going to say bank, the evidence room. I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into Kung Fu films, sir. I mean, everyone's got a genre they like. But just because you're inside, just because you're a fan of the movies, doesn't mean that you're gonna replicate them expertly. The man let his guard down for just an instant, and then I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. He says, keeping his eyes open, sometimes half blinking. See. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of blood, and then the next thing I knew, yes, he punched me right in my face, sir. And then you got knocked out. Damn, okay. What time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. It's a valid question, but I'm assuming the security tapes would know. Oh, right. According to a report from the officer that walked up for the witness, it was about 5:30. So after the murder. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's understandable. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. And I stabbed him. Right in the neck. Your mission? To get the Blue Badger. Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only thing that remains unclear... Oh, sorry, only one thing remains unclear. Was the man the officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. I mean, I've yet to see any details of how he actually murdered him. So far, he had disarmed the victim, in quotation marks, and then got knocked out. Yes, Officer Meekins. With regards to that, sir. Take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. That doesn't seem good. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning. The chief delivered it? That does seem a bit questionable. What is that? A videotape? Why would he come to you with the evidence? Because I would imagine he would either come to me or Edgeworth. I see me. Phoenix or Edgeworth, right? You gotta stop hitting your hand, man. Yes, sir. It's absolutely right, sir. Videotape, sir. It contains footage of the security camera in the evidence room.
Objection!
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape. Yeah. And it was told it would had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Well, were you told to murder someone? Don't think so. Looks like communication in the police department is as good as ever. Yeah. Sorry to tell you for both Phoenix and Edgeworth, because I mean... Phoenix has to, you know, go through all of this just to figure out who did it, and Edgeworth has to try and figure out what's going on and why he isn't told anything. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh. Please stop using that word, murder, sir. It scares me. You used it first. A video of a real murder? Just what are we getting ourselves into? Okay. Oh, how convenient. How convenient. Oh, there you go. Meekin's looking pretty good in 3D. That's not even a punch. Okay, then, damn. Okay. And Meekin's is knocked out. Hang on, hang on. We've not seen him go past to go back to the exit. So I don't know. I guess we can't even take accurate measurements of his height and stuff to see if it actually matches Goodman. I don't know. There's a lot of blood on his hand very quickly. Yeah, I'm kind of like Phoenix and Edgeworth. Meekin seems fine. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with this unsettling feeling stirred within us? What the hell was the wiggling piece of plywood? That was the Blue Badger, sir. Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Does it ever go smoothly? I think the only one that ever goes smoothly is the first trial. As in, like, you know, chapter 1. Yes, well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone. True, but it does not prove that they killed them. In the evidence room, and sort of actively, I don't know. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. Mystery Man. His face can't clearly be seen in the video, but can you describe it? But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do so. That is true. That is a good point. The locker he opened unquestionably is unquestionably Dr. Goodman's locker, sir. So it must have been him. No one else could have unlocked it. I mean, there is ways to copy someone's fingerprint, right? Like with like sticky stuff, like sellotape and I don't know. Maybe they had luminol and one of his old pairs of gloves. Not well, actually, I don't know if that works or not. Because you have to match it perfectly over your fingers, which I don't think Goodman ever would. Maybe they chopped off his fingers. What's the point about a finger? What's that? This about a fingerprint? That's actually a good point. Did we actually see him take off his glove in the footage? Because I mean, was he even wearing gloves? That actually also being said, it kind of sucks if Meekin's locker only recognizes one hand. Because if it's his sliced hand, he'll never get it open. At least until it heals. Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have been Detective Goodman, unless you're smart enough to get past it somehow. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Well, actually, you have to start by talking to the victim, not to the victim, to the witness. You can talk to the victim as much as you want. I don't think they'll respond. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with the knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would classify it as the latter. You did not see his face. The latter, but you were standing in front of him, were you not? More to the point, you were the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I was too busy bleeding from my hand. I'm not the kind of person who looks directly at people when talking to them, you see? Relatable. Beacons, are you autistic? I mean, I'm not trying to just be disrespectful, I'm just curious. Because I understand where this man's coming from. Yeah, that's a good trait for the police officer. Just awkward. Still, I'm not sure. I'm sure it was him. I'd bet my badge on it. Well, if it turns out it's not, you're getting fired because you made a bad wager. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you have labelled people as seen or have not seen it, since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or Meekins, having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Honestly, yeah, that's a fair tone to bring at him. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us, why are you positive it was him? I do like that, that each time you press something, they always end up on a sentence that leads you into the next statement. About these lockers, is there no doubt, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I tried myself all kinds of methods in the past. Why? They only respond to the registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he tried. Did he try explosives? If the man opened the locker's lock with which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person who the locker is assigned to. Exactly my point, sir, and this too. And this too. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles. Ah, man. Shame we were in the middle of court. I'm curious about this. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. Fair enough. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. So it must be him, no one else can... Okay. However, the more important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face. Sir? If I may say something, sir, it's kind of what you're only here for, to say something. Please do. After all, you're the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust a knife into my body, sir. I mean, are you implying that people without hands can't stab other people? I mean, it would be very convoluted, but it's probably possible. My unsettled statement can testify... Yeah, my own state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. If I didn't know any better, That sounds like Edgeworth is like, yo, I don't believe this. Phoenix, can you find something wrong with this? Mr. Wright, let's check out the call record again. The problem with the security film. Check. Is it the fact his face is always covered? Yep. Oh, it doesn't look like he's wearing gloves. That's a shame. Ooh, something fell. Why are you already armed, by the way, Meekins? Like, if he entered the room, he must be a police officer, and you're... Wait, also, does that imply the blood on the coat is Meekin's blood? Wasn't it already tested that it wasn't his... that it wasn't, yeah, that... But it also doesn't show that he leaves, does it? Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one particular thing that seems rather strange. The contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This, oh no. How do I find out? Muffler, Edgeworth's car. Ooh, could we argue that Goodman lost his ID? I have no idea. Indicator when it lights up, I don't know. Found the... Okay, cool. Is it the fact that... I don't know. What is it? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, I propose we have the defense point out to us the alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. We will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever heard of doing that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward. Rewind. Okay. Let's just take a good look. It should point out a thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How does this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where's the contradiction that indicates... Okay. Fast forward is enter. Do I point out... Oh, okay, do it frame by frame. Interesting, okay. Meekins with two hands. That's a shame. I don't know. Why would they just leave him there, though? Hold on. No. Why is this on? Why is this...
Take that!
The thing that's strange about this video has to do with this. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle and the sensor reads your fingerprints, it's a match. The light turns on and the locker is red. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. Why are we just... Is it just me? Please don't tell me it's bugs, because I can still hear that music. So, then something is seriously wrong with the picture. Because all the lights are off, except the one that they just happened to go to. Which only lights up once it's open. Please don't tell me you have to watch it again. It takes so long. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, it's rewind a little bit earlier. Why? Why would you do this, Phoenix? Is he gonna moonwalk past us? Hell yeah, moonwalking past us. Good on you, victim. Here, notice the light. What's this? It's already lit. Yep. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The victim was smoking a big one. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. How you handcuffed yourself to the lanyard thing? Order! Order! What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker was never locked on the day of the crime. Goodman, you are silly. So the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When the door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Well, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. It's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect a report malfunction, and report any malfunction. Well, just goes to show that novices should keep their mouths shut. Don't call yourself that, Judge. You're participating. You're trying to find the truth like the rest of us. Give yourself a bit of credit, okay? At least you said something related to the case. There are people who have said nothing at all that's related to the case. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me? Your Honor? Yes, well, it was in locker. Is it because of the thing that fell? Was it like blocking the sensor? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Maybe something like jam the system sensor. Something jam the system sensor, say? There's something that seems out of place in the video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Do I have to do it again? Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause. The thing that falls. I like how I can't move around a... Oh, that's probably just because I'm hitting the right keys. Yep. The glove, that's what it was. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Now we have to watch and sit there and let it open itself. Open itself? Play itself? It's a video. What are you talking about, you idiot? Yes, that's me talking to myself. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I even fall out and roll great distances. We can't be sure that the item completely inside the locker was to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? That would... I don't know. Because Meekinson ended twice, not Bruce Goodman, so I don't know. The white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get on my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, it's me choking. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would have to block electrical current. Like a rubber glove. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but the crime scene, there just might be something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, I don't know. Meekins always gets cut off. I'm not even pressing any other. I think I've finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present evidence relevant to the... Please present the relevant evidence. Rubber gloves! Greater science. Found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that it was the victim's locker. It has the tag that says SL9 Instant. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lamp is our test to this. On the day of the crime, even I could open that locker. Isn't that so, Officer Meekins? Sir? It would appear so, sir. I mean, Meekins is confirmed to be innocent, I guess, because he was attacked. And, you know, if he was guilty, he couldn't have been knocked out. Order! 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 So are we to believe then that the victim, whom the witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? No. Could have been the killer himself, trying to frame Detective Goodman to be still alive. Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense merely demonstrated the possibility, nothing more. The victim in the video is indeed Bruce Goodman. Can you prove that? Even the witness can't prove that. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir? Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? I mean, if it's a joke, it's sending the wrong person to jail. Very well, begin your testimony. Mystery Man 2. There was another thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. How do we know the man was actually a man? To enter the evidence room, it must use their ID card. Well, I already know what's going on. It's the lost and found thing. Hooray! I'm so smart. Please respect me. When the ID card is used, that is a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. The victim had used his card. Doesn't mean it's his card. Just use Bruce Goodman's card. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record here, right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim. Actually, it's of Mike Meekins. Just before the crime, yes, without doubt, this is the victim's ID. Does not mean that he was the one using the card. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? True. This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Okay, so this case will end up in that room. Okay. Just hearing that makes my stand on it. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared out by noon. Most, but not all. Right, I see. Let us move on to the cross-examination. Okay then, well... I may as well press everything. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as a stone, sir. That is what rock solid means. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I would give the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? I'm assuming it's like a two-handed thing. Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. Judges call him stupid. Is that card hanging from your neck one of the ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to me... What? This one right next to my cuffs. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. What if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out of the... What? Keeping it out in the open like that? Oh, you never thought of that, did you? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. I mean, if it's around your neck, then it's safe then, right? Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck in... when I get out of the car? That is true, you did say that. That's a good point, Meekins. Well, the remaining time, my ID card gets stuck. What childlike wonder you have. Instead of the door closing, my ID... Okay. Maybe I should leave this one alone. Maybe, but, you know. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. That's not true. We know that for a fact. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it, which we have proof of. Let it be noted that this is the record to witness the... Yeah, this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see, yes, that would be... that it would be. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. Not that prosecutor again. Maybe he's behind all of this. Being a prosecutor, he could hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man blue a murderer? I'll start him. Damn. That is... Damn, the murderer is really... Not the murderer, the children hate us. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions, or their consequences. For now, let us continue the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. Poor us. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he's had his ID card, all you'd had to do is show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked. That is also possible. That is fair. Everything stems from the contradiction. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. Okay. Let's try it. Music stopped, that's a good sign. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report? It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean? I can only mean one thing. Oh, sorry, it can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much of thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather a man who stole his ID card. Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to surmise the defense's argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That is a good question. That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion, which is, if the victim in this video is fake, then the murderer in this room is also fake. Seems to be so. In other words, the security camera does not show the instance of a murder, or of the murder. Oh, that is... Well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed so content to pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, well. It seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime scene can only take place in one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed at the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. I mean, okay. Miles has a point. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, the trial's purpose is to only examine the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? I'm gonna say it. And I'm gonna see what happens. I better pace myself. If I get rush ahead, I might run into another trap. So, Mr. Wright, if you don't do anything... It seems the defense is out of ammunition. The surrender flag has been raised. Your Honor, may we have your ruling now? Don't give up, Mr. Wright. Gotta fight. Why? One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution trap. What are you talking about? The cross-examination has proved one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. But the murder still could have taken place there, right? Nice of you to show this whole long thing again. It's not even the whole thing, to be fair. I'm still complaining with the length of it, though. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. True, it's the victim's ID and the victim's locker. Specifically, a large amount of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considers the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright. Do you mean... Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. Prosecution requests to hear this person's name, before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then. Mr. Wright, this person whom you would have testified, what is his or her name? Or they? Jake. Marshmallow Man. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edward know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works for the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witnesses subpoenated? I'm going to need someone to spell this out phonetically so I know how to say it. I don't know. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. February 24th, 11:30. District Court, lobby number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you've figured out everything now. Or figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. We're just grasping at straws. Lada? You're the one who knows everything. Emma. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. True, your sister did though. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Don't you trust the Krispy Kreme donut? I have no idea why I brought up Krispy Kreme, but fair enough. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Do you not trust Gumshoe? Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. Bye. Have a good time. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Are you on our team now, or are you against Miles? You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run around all day on duty. And on top of that, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Well, that's because they're murderers. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey, 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 hey. I didn't see you there, Chief Protector Sky. Protector? Prosecutor? That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh! Oh ho! Oh ho! Oh ho ho ho! You mean this? No, she means a gun so she can shoot me with. My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. Okay. My name? You forging my name? Isn't that a crime in itself? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Did you want us to help you or not? You are helping us help you, and you don't like that. Why are you miserable when you're helping us help you? Here, you might do well to read them. Can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were the witness in that case. Miss Skye was a witness? Hooray! Files for the Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with this serial murders. Oh wait. Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be Lana. This SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number for the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as... the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark. No. No, Lana. That's over with. No. Emma, wait. She ran away. What a coward. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. What a coward. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Coward. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gant, sorry. Miles Edgeworth. And not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. Dun dun dun! The murderer is Joe Dark. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you might just be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. To be continued.